Top of the morning to you lads and lassies, happy St. Patrick's Day. RainbowDave here on Selby Farm Estates. Where today we're using some green equipment, because of course we are. Just so you guys know what's going on, I've got the John Deere 5150M on the Amazon plough. Got a nice green white on the front. And as it turns out, I presumably dirked something up when I was changing... Oh, I know what I dirked up. When I was changing the save game, I forgot to bring over the crop density GDM file, I think, and then Seasons decided to come in and destroy all the crops to make them harvested. It is a thing that Seasons does that I'm not the biggest fan of. And, actually, do you know what? Let's just go from the middle of the field here. I'm going to have to turn on Create Fields in a second, because you can see Lancey missed a teeny tiny bit there, which isn't a big deal. There is a magic floating object in the sky, it seems, which is different. And yeah, today we're doing some plowing because there's actually no harvesting left to be done. What I'm going to do is I'm going to seed everything in wheat, barley, or, well, wheat or barley. The reason for the wheat or barley is because on Sandy Bay, it seems like the bugs that were on fields 25 and 27, or was it 24 and 27, the bugs on Sandy Bay with regards to the fields, they seem to be related to windrows. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to plant wheat and barley on all the fields that can be in grain crop, and I'm going to harvest all the fields that can be in grain crop. And what I'm going to do is going to take a while. I'm going to harvest them all, and I'm going to drop straw on every single field, because there is no chopped straw, I know that much. This is the plan that I've got for testing it. If I can harvest every single field, which... Oh, yeah, one more thing I need to do. Just to make this... Do you know, I'm going to make it easier for myself by not doing this. I was going to put on 3-stage fertilization just because Seasons allows it again. But I'm not going to, just to speed things up a bit, because I know going through all of the hassle is just going to be a pain. As you can see, the man TGS 41 440B is full of corn. There's actually the second man truck is over there as well. I did rent use cheat money to get the silage moved out of the pit so that I could change the tip calls. This version, by the way, of the map was done by Lancyboi. I'm going to be tinkering around with the version I had previously to learn tip calls and all that kind of stuff for myself. And see if I can't help in the future with people who have issues with tip calls. So that should be create fields on. Oops, I forgot. Oh, I need the HUD up, don't I? For this all to work. For some reason, some of the help stuff doesn't work with the HUD down. That's the weight selected. Yes, and now that. So I'm just using create fields to fill in the bits that Lancey unfortunately missed, which, you know, that's not a big deal. You can use the create field mode of a plow to do this. Just grab that bit, turn off create fields, which should now be off. It is fantastic. And like I said, some minor things do go wrong in maps. That's perfectly fine by me. What I'm going to try and test for is something major, which is the Sandy Bay bug. Whatever caused the bug on Sandy Bay, which apparently was due to the height of the map itself. I'm going to try... hopefully I'm going to try and diagnose for that. It's going to take a little while, but I'm going to try and diagnose for it. Now, I am helping Lancey as much as I can through... advising him on things that I feel he should do with the map. Obviously it is his map, so he has the final say, but I am advising him on things that definitely need improvement, things that I feel need improvement. and ways that he can improve them. Because I'm not going to be that guy who's just like, fix this please. I'm the kind of guy who'll say, fix this, but here's how you do it. Or here's how I do it. You might want to do it a different way, but here's a potential solution to the problem I found. I'm that kind of person that I'll make as many suggestions as I possibly can to fix things. And those of you who asked for my advice on stuff on Discord and have I had any advice requests on Twitter? I haven't had any advice requests on Twitter. I think I've had 1 or 2 on Facebook. Those of you who ask for that kind of stuff usually get my suggestion of what the problem is, and then a suggestion on how to fix it. I don't mind doing that to an extent. There are times when I'll literally just say, I've no idea, Google it. Or I'll be very blunt, Google it. I don't have, sometimes I'll just say Google it to people. That's when I just don't have the time to answer, and I feel bad every time I have to do that. But some people occasionally do take things a bit far and abuse it. Also, this John Deere, the thing that I didn't like about it was the entirety of everything was in French. So I've no idea what kind of setup I've got with this. I definitely have a roll bar. I definitely have wheels. I definitely have a 5150M. Other than that, I have no idea what I actually bought on this thing. I'm not even kidding. And if I wanted to replicate it, I couldn't because I've forgotten what the actual everything said. I don't read French. Seriously, this is why I ask you guys chat in English in the streams, because I'm not good with languages. Let's get this up here and just grab the bits that I missed. I do apologize that this is a small plough. Relatively small. I just wanted to use green things for St. Patrick's Day. And yes, we will be doing green things during the stream as well. Hopefully there's going to be a grass field I can fiddle around with. Because I wouldn't mind making some green wrapped silage. Actually, there's bales I can fiddle around with anyway. I'd actually like to make some hay if I can find a couple of grass fields that aren't already dead. Because we got straw. We'll have a metric butt ton of silage. Courtesy of the fields that I already harvested and baled. So we're not going to be short on silage. We're not going to be short on straw for cows. The hay is going to be an issue, and I might just use the buy bales mod and get some hay bales in. Which I don't like that mod, but for testing purposes I think it's okay. Just, for the sake of testing a map where I want to find out how the animals work, I'm going to buy bales. I'm going to feed the sheep with bales, I'm going to feed the cows with bales, I'm going to get pigs and see how they work, and that's going to be pig food. That's going to be a butt ton of pig food. And that's all going to be in the very near future, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually bop in another... Well, I'm not even going to bop it in. I'm going to use creative money to buy them. Creative money in the Creator Tools mod I think is really useful. And I have no shame in saying that I use that quite often. Usually in we'll say old streams currently for the roleplay, that is used for storyline reasons. If I am gifted something, or if I've got something on demo, I will usually cheat money in, buy it, remove the creative money, and then put the creative money back on and sell it afterwards. If I wanted to be on demo, or if I've been given it, like the case, that gets cheap moneyed in. Sometimes I'll use it just to show off a mod, like I did in yesterday's stream with the Sammy Galaxy. That was cheated in. It's probably going to be sold off again, just kind of as a demonstration of that mod, and I really like it. That's a tractor you'll be seeing more of, I think, the Sammy Galaxy. Really like that, and it's a good power band. So that could very well show up in the future again. What else do I use it for? Buying fields when they're broken. Like I'll be cheating all them. I'll be using it on. Well, I won't be using it out here. I'll just change the XML. fun fact, you can change what fields you own in XML. And I will be doing that for the next roleplay map, which I gloriously have a couple of days to set up for when it releases. Or will have a couple of days set up for. Hasn't released yet. I'm keeping you guys in the dark, although a lot of you have figured out what it is by now. Me being me, I have sat beside me, and some of you might know what mug I'm talking about here, some of you might not. The bucket cup, the bucket mug of tea. It is quite large, about as big as my face, and yeah, it was full to the brim of tea, so I like my cups of tea. The reason I'm not using my manly pink cup was because I forgot to bring it down with me when I went down for my dinner. So I'm using the bucket cup instead today, which I think is a good reason to use a bucket cup. Also, lots of tea can fit in this thing. The downside is it goes cold at a normal rate, which makes it difficult to record and drink tea because my tea is gradually getting colder, and I realise this as I'm talking. And as I'm drinking the tea. And I'm trying to balance talking with drinking tea and playing the game and getting everything done in a reasonable time frame. But I think I'm doing a good job of the ploughing. I think. He says, knowing full well he just randomly started in the middle of the field, and somebody's going to have issue with that. It's YouTube. Somebody has issue with everything I do. One thing I do want to say is on Wednesday's video, I want to say it was either Wednesday's video or yesterday's video, I asked about merchandise, and a lot of you guys said you would buy some, so I'm going to look into that. It'll take a little while to look into and organize and find the time to do that kind of stuff, but I'll look into it, because that's if you guys are up for that idea, I'm up for that idea. I was just floating it because I wasn't sure how you guys would even respond to that. Something I'd like to do for you guys, but something I didn't know how you'd respond. And of course, with merchandise comes the occasional giveaway where I can invest in a t-shirt or two, or a mug, or a mouse pad. I've learned my lesson. They're going to be very sudden and very short. And they're likely going to involve Discord, Twitter, or Facebook. Or Instagram. They're going to involve one of my social media in some way, so do follow me on Twitter, do follow the Facebook page, do follow me on Instagram, and do join the Discord, and the Steam group, actually, because I've completely forgotten about the Steam group. That will be I'll have to get more active on that, I think, because that is going to act as the RainbowDave official forums. Because I'm trying to make this turn the channel into a brand to a certain extent. I don't want it to be, a corporate kind of thing. I want it to be just kind of RainbowDave is RainbowDave is RainbowDave, as opposed to, certain other names like, I don't know, TractorFan6230. Which, TractorFan6230, if you're one of my viewers, I'm apologizing right now for calling you out, but your name is generic. RainbowDave is a kind of unique name, and I'm using that to my advantage, much like Simulate. His name is his brand, and while he's not doing as much with it as I am currently, I do know that he has plans for the future. And he is in talks and considerations with a few things. And that's all I'm going to say on that front. Because you guys know we're friends, and that's not a big deal. Actually, you guys know I'm friends with, basically, here's the thing. Basically, anybody who's on my channel page, so go to the channel page when you're done watching this video, and I'm going to update it to, I'll have updated it last night to include everybody I want to promote. Go through I think it's Friends of the Rainbow I've got it called at the moment. Go through that. Subscribe to each and every one of those channels if you haven't already, because they're all cool people, they're all awesome people, and most of them I would count as friends. There's one or two that I just like promoting, like Oxygen David and Dusty Dave, Lancyboi, they're just awesome people I want to promote because they make awesome maps. I think everybody who's any interest in farm sim wants to promote Oxygen David and his maps because they are spectacular. Just something truly special, and I always find that, yes, I'm testing a lot of maps at the moment, and I appreciate that, and I should mention, I do know that some people are getting annoyed that they can't follow along with these series, and I apologize for that, but the way that I think with these maps is I'm playing them now to make sure they're as good as possible and to show you guys what you can do on these maps, so that when you guys get them, you have all the ideas you'll ever need. Like, I've been watching Landy playing on Thornton, and I obviously have some ideas. Also, this John Deere takes up fuel ridiculously quickly. This was full not too long ago. This John Deere, I literally drove it to the cow yard, drove it back to the shop, because I changed my mind on what I wanted to do in this video, and started plowing. And this is what's happened. It's down to half a tank of fuel because it's consuming, I would say, about 10 times the fuel that it should. So I'm going to have to find the fuel line in the XML somewhere and tinker that down to be about 10% of what it currently is. Assuming I can do... assuming I can do that, I might need to have a look into the real fuel usage mod and see if I can do that, because that fuel usage, 330 litres an hour in a 5M, is a bit much, just a tad. But I will look into fixing the fuel issue, because that is a genuine issue, and we'll see where that goes. Also, one thing I do love about this thing is the front wheels are, I think they're baler tires. I'm actually going to get out and have a look. These are either baler tires or... yeah, they're baler tires. They're Trelleborg baler tires, which actually don't look too bad, but I personally would have put the Nokian tires on the front if you're wanting to go for two-wheel drive looky. Or two-wheel drive look. Nokian tires, I think, are really good for... and this is an idea for the modders out there. Those of you who are working on lawn care equipment, because you like Simulate's lawn care series, or you got more YouTubers that do it. If you guys put a decent looking mowing deck on a, let's say a New Holland T4, convert T4 over from 15, update the speculars and the everything to 17 spec, pop the Nokian tires on it, and throw a mowing deck underneath, you guys will have a really nice lawn care tractor right there. And I might actually bring that up with Sim himself and see if between him and me we can't figure out how to do that ourselves, because that would be a nice mod to have. I shouldn't be saying this in a video, but oh well. You guys know I don't edit, or rarely edit. It is currently, what time is it? 10 to 10 last night, so it's quite late. Quite early for me at times, but late. Late in the day, early in mine. But I can't record for much longer because my recording time is running out. As has my tea. Professional YouTuber drinking tea while recording. But I have, for whatever reason, stopped yawning since the stream. There was something about the stream that just had me yawning, and I'm doing the exact same job as I was doing. So those of you who watched yesterday's stream will know that it was on old streams. It was the last stream on old streams. I've decided not to stream on that anymore for various reasons I'm going to keep to myself. Today's stream at 4 PM, 5 PM GMT. If I'm up early enough, I might start off at 4. Today's stream will be on this map. So we'll be coming back here for today's stream. Gonna be looking around for some grass fields. and seeing if we can't do a bit of mowing maybe with the 5M. I'm going to try as much as possible and use green equipment during the stream. I do have a new playlist ready as well, so I'm looking forward to see how you guys react to that. One minor spoiler for the stream though, Ultra Polka is gone. Ultra Polka is no longer in the playlist. Now, the replacement for Ultra Polka is in the playlist. Because I found something that's even better as a troll song. And when you guys hear it, you will see why. I'll put it this way. It's such a good troll song that when I found it in the YouTube audio library, other people immediately said, "Oh my god, that has to go into the stream playlist." I should also mention, the playlist that I'll be using today is 100% YouTube. It is all from the YouTube audio library. So it's all, for those of you who make YouTube videos, it's all free content. All of it's free. Every single song I use does not require accreditation, which for streaming is actually a bonus. If I was using them in videos, I would use accredited songs where I just, Creative Commons, V4 license or V3 or whatever. I'd use those licenses, but for the sake of streaming, just so that I don't get a 2-mile long description, I will use music that I don't need to accredit, just for ease of use. I do apologize to the likes to Kevin McLeod for using his music without correct accreditation all this time. Don't give me copyright strikes, please, Kevin. It's a thing with streaming. It's impossible to credit all of the songs that I had in the playlist. So what I need to do is basically just change what folder Foobar loads up. And for tomorrow only, it's going to load in 2 extra songs, which I'm going to intentionally put at the start of the stream. So hopefully you guys will enjoy it. It is a mix of different genres of music, as I tend to do, because I don't like playing just dance and electronic, or just rock. If I had a choice, I'd play just rock. But I know a lot of you guys like dance and electronic music. It's very popular with the young children and the kiddies and the young people these days. Gone are the days when heavy metal was the thing. I miss the early 2000s and Green Day being the awesome. But time moves on, and so should I. And I shouldn't complain about the music not being what I like anymore. But there's a bit of service to myself in there, just because while I do make the stuff for you, I have to keep entertained too. So there's a couple of rock songs in there too, a couple of bits of rock music, which hopefully you'll enjoy. Looking forward to, really looking forward to the stream. I'm hoping that a lot of the Irish people that watch me do turn up, because I know St. Patrick's Day is a bit of a hectic day in some households. With all the parades going on, I'm sure that if you really wanted to, you could be at a parade from, especially in Kerry, like 6 in the morning from Andangan or Dangannakuish, Dingle, straight up to noon, or maybe even 1 or 2 o'clock if you had parades going in different areas that you could, figure out an efficient route between all the different towns to get to all the parades. You could watch parades all day, probably. But the earliest St. Patrick's Day parade in the country is at dawn in Dingle. And dawn is about 5, 6 o'clock in the morning now. So they will have been out. They will actually probably be out parading as you're watching this video, if you're watching it just as it goes live. So if you watch this video from the minute it goes live at 6 o'clock in the morning, you will probably be watching almost perfectly in time with the Dingle St. Patrick's Day parade. There's also the shortest parade in Ireland, which is, I can't remember where it is, but it's about 150 meters from start to finish. They just, you know, go for a bit of a walk and then they're done. One thing that I need to say before I go is I want to give the Seasons guys a pat on the back, because sometimes we can give them a hard time. Sometimes I've given them a hard time from time to time, just with things that I felt weren't necessarily a benefit to the mod, as the John Deere is running out of fuel. Specifically the reliance on snow masks, which I'm still kind of on the fence about. But the mod that they're creating, what they're doing with it now, is just stunning. Absolutely stunning. The fact that they've now got the 3-stage fertilization working in the past week or two, that's really brought the mod on to the point where I can start to potentially call it, in my eyes at least, finished. Now I know they got more plans than I can even probably think of for things to put in, and Simula made a suggestion to them the other day, which I'm not going to mention what it is, but he made a really good suggestion with regards to bales. How to deal with the bales in Seasons and deal with the rotting. Which actually I might make an adjustment to that suggestion. I just thought of something that would be really cool. I don't know if it's possible, but I can suggest it and see what happens. Anyway, I'm going to call this a video. I will leave you today by saying I've been RainbowDave. You've been watching Farming Simulator 17 on Selby Farm. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Until next time, stay safe. Agus Slán.